Hey everybody, Zach Fernandez92 here with another Movie Memories Monday for you. By the title and by the thumbnail, you can guess what it's going to be for. It's going to be for one of mine and a lot of people from the 90s generation will know and love Toy Story. The first one from 1995. I believe the movie, though, itself came out, I think, on VHS in 1996, the year after. Now, this is my original copy I had growing up. You can tell by the cover art that it's aged very poorly with us growing up. See, there's tape on it. It's all beaten up. Doesn't really shut well anymore. But we still have it. Still got our old Toy Story. Unfortunately, I think it's even playing poorly nowadays. But then I remembered that I can go to Goodwill and find very cheap VHS tapes for 50 cents. So I was able to get a different copy of Toy Story for VHS at Goodwill, and I do not have this movie yet on DVD or Blu-ray, which I need to someday. I'm going to get that big Lotso collection that comes with all movies on DVD, Blu-ray, and extra bonuses. Something I've been really wanting to get. Let's see if I can get this in focus for you. Let's see. There we go. It's probably hard to see. Yeah, Toy Story was part of my childhood, though. I love Toy Story. Out of all the Pixar films, this is my personal favorite franchise from them. As a favorite Pixar movie altogether, that's hard. That's really hard. They have a lot of good movies. Most recently, though, they haven't been making movies that I honestly like. So it's been, I think, since Brave, since I actually liked a Pixar movie. Because I really like Brave. I really like... what else do they have? Toy Story 3. Up was really nice. The next movie coming out, I'm not sure about. I have to read more on it and see what it's about. But yeah, Toy Story. My mom actually took my family and I, when I was young, to see it in theaters. I honestly don't remember seeing it in theaters. I was only 3, so I couldn't really remember that. I think it was out on Thanksgiving is when we seen it. And been obsessed with it, I guess, ever since. Seeing the sequel in theaters, I definitely remember that. I think I remember most, though, was getting it for the first time on VHS. And we lost our old VHS Toy Story 2 a long time ago. And I actually do have one, but that'd be for probably another Movie Memories Monday. But yeah, this is a different one, as you can tell, with the better condition case. It's not broken. It shuts. It's much nicer. Much more clean, more sleek than my old one. So I got my childhood version and the one I found at Goodwill. You can tell which one I'm going to be watching more nowadays because of the better condition. Yeah, Toy Story came out in 1995, produced by and developed by Disney Pixar and by John Lasseter. I actually was a big John Lasseter fan just about 7-8 years ago or so. And I was obsessed with watching what he has done to make Toy Story and all of his Pixar films at the time when I was obsessed with Pixar. Nowadays it's kind of been meh. I actually do like Cars 2. That's one movie I really do like. A lot of people don't like. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, Toy Story. I actually had a Buzz Lightyear toy and a Woody toy from back from the 90s. The Woody toy was my favorite because I was a big fan of Woody. I don't know, a lot of people probably don't look like Woody as much as Buzz, but this movie, the characters are just so likable. And I think this one time, I think it was close to Christmas. We were in our living room. It was at night. We were just watching random TV. And my Buzz Lightyear toy, at the time, was sitting on its back in my room, and down the hallway I can see it just laying there. And all of a sudden I hear Buzz Lightyear to the rescue, and then his laser went off. We have no idea how that happened, but it terrified us at the time, all of us, because we were, very young. I think it was... No, it wasn't too young. I think it was well, honestly, that would creep me out even nowadays. I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to anything horror related. But yeah, let's see. The Toy Story video games I do remember a lot as well. I think the one I played the most of was the one for the Game Boy. I think it was the Game Boy. I never had a Super Nintendo, but I have played it on there before. Prefer that one over the Game Boy version. Let's see. The Toy Story 2 video game. Now, that was amazing. Loved Toy Story 2. I was obsessed with that game. I almost beat it. And I really liked it. But the save file at the time was no memory card, so I could never save it. So I had to like constantly play it for me to beat Toy Story 2, and I never did. I got close though. And I remember Toy Story 3's video game for the PlayStation 3. That was fun too. Not as fun as Toy Story 2, but still fun. Yeah, Toy Story is almost, I think it's like 22 years old this year. Came out in 1995, it's 2017, so I believe it's 22 years. I was only 3 when this came out. I feel kind of old. I'll talk about that. Let's see. Out of all the toys I think I had, other than Buzz and Woody, I think I might have had a Slinky. I had a Rex, but it wasn't like a full-size Rex. I think it was like one of those like plastic ones you either get from like McDonald's or it was a stuffed animal one. I think it was a stuffed animal. But Slinky actually had a miniature version of a Slinky toy as well, but it was actually a Slinky. It was awesome. Let's see, I remember that I think the toys were actually voiced by Tom Hanks. I'm not sure about Buzz, but I'm pretty sure Woody was played by his brother. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his brother's name, but he sounded exactly like Woody, so I never could tell the difference growing up. Let's see, what else? I think at one point, just about the time I was still big into Pixar, I was so obsessed with Toy Story to where I can honestly almost memorize word by word this entire movie. I absolutely adore Toy Story 1. Toy Story 2 is fantastic as well, and same with Toy Story 3. Let's see, what else? I think at one point when I actually had my Woody doll, my Woody toy, whatever you want to call it. I'm used to watching this movie. Anyway, I used to put the name Andy on the bottom of his boot so that way it would match the one from the show. And when growing up, I honestly thought Woody had a toy gun. That's why I was always kind of confused why he didn't have a gun in his holster when I was younger. And the Buzz Lightyear toy, even though it was amazing as well, his wings didn't expand as long as the one from the show. I mean, from the movie. Which was kind of disappointing. It didn't even light up either. I don't think it did. But yeah, I believe it actually was a glow-in-the-dark Buzz Lightyear too. I think it had like the green parts on him were glow-in-the-dark. And that was really nice. I remember like all the coloring books that they had. Let's see, I do remember like the mini Toy Story shorts they had back in the 90s. Like the commercials that I recently found on YouTube, and I was kind of watching them for nostalgia reasons. It's so corny, but it's still fun to watch to this day. And I remember they actually made a spin-off movie called Buzz Lightyear Star Command, the movie and then the TV series. The movie, Tim Allen played him as Buzz, but someone else did him for the show. Let's see. See, that's pretty much all I honestly have to say about Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1's a classic, and always will be one of my favorite films from Pixar to this day, and be very hard to beat. Tell me in the comments below what you guys and girls think of this video, and what you think of Toy Story in general. Which one do you like the most? 1, 2, or 3? And tell me in the comments. I really do honestly like reading comments. Even though there are times when I don't answer them right away, it's usually really late at night, or I'm working during the day, so I don't really get to immediately comment back, unfortunately. But I do eventually comment as much as I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Movie Memories Monday. And tell me also, which version of Toy Story 1 and 2 do you own? Do you own VHS? Do you own DVD? Which one do you prefer? Obviously, most people would prefer DVD or Blu-ray. But I still love VHS tapes to this day. I'm old school. I really do love VHS tapes. And I honestly prefer VHS over DVD sometimes. At times, only. They're annoying to rewind at times, but nothing too terrible. I can sit through a rewind. Now, but most kids nowadays probably don't know what that is. Anyway, see you guys next time on the next Movie Memories Monday, and God bless to all.